If you're wondering why I'm looking so drowsy in this video, well, it's 4 in the morning. I just woke up and decided to record this thing. That's why. Anyway, hey there fellow book nerds. This is your misfit reader Talib and you're watching my channel High on Fucking Books. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the books that I read in the month of February. And last month, I managed to read total 5 books. I know it's not a very staggering number, but it is what it is. And given my track record of the couple of last month, I've been not able to read a lot of books, people. So yeah, like I managed to read 5 books. Like it's an improvement, and it's not that bad of a number. So yeah, hopefully things will go even better in the coming months, and I will be able to read a lot more. So yeah, with that being said, let's start talking about the books that I read during the last month. The first book that I read during the month of February is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I know some of you might be like, ha ha ha, what sort of book is that? You are an adult, why are you reading children's book? But the thing is, why I'm reading this book is because it's a children's classic and it's fun to read. I enjoy reading such books, and when you read these books, you get a lot of, what do we say? Like you learn how to write small stories. So that's my reason for reading books like these. What's your reason for stopping people from reading these books? Like, why can't an adult read children's book? And I've said earlier on this channel before, like, if you're planning to getting into reading, if you're planning to improve your language and you are new to the language and you're new to reading, then you should start with books like these, like Alice in Wonderland, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, Wonderful Wizards of Oz, books like these, because these books are fun to read, and learning something or developing a hobby becomes easy when it's fun to do. So that's why you should not abstain from reading books like these, and you should entertain the child in yourself. Okay, and I do it all the time. That's why I do not abstain from reading children's literature, and yeah, that's why I read this book. So Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, well, it's a story about a boy named Charlie who was extremely poor, like broke shit poor, and bad things were happening in his life. They were starving, and then one day something really nice happens to him, and he goes to Mr. Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, and there starts an adventure. I highly recommend you people to read this book if you're planning to get into children's literature, because it's a delightfully ridiculous story. It will make you laugh, and it'll make you like believe a little bit like good things happen to good people. So yeah, this was the first book that I read in the month of February. Moving on to the next one. The other book that I read in the month of February is Rebel Street by Daniel B. Green. Now, I've been following Daniel's channel since 2018, and it's because of him and Murphy Napier that I got introduced to many beautiful fantasy stories, and I love what the guy do on his channel. But this video is not about the content that he put over there. It's rather about the book that he wrote, which to simply put is a piece of garbage. And why is that? It's because this book, Rebel Street, is full of typos, grammatical error, and then the plot is a wasted potential here. Like, the plot could have been something really great, but the way Daniel chose to tell his story and execute things just made it a hot pile of shit. And then the characters were half-baked. You do not feel invested in them, you do not care what would become of them. Well, this book is definitely an improvement from The Breeze of Peach, but this book is still not good enough. I know I'm being a little bit harsher here, and that is because I was expecting something great to come out of Daniel's pen, but what came out, I found it really disappointing. So yeah, it was a really bad experience, and my rating for this book is 1.5 stars out of 5. Now we have Looking for Alaska by John Green. Do tell me if you have read multiple books by John Green, does this person writes with the intention of breaking your heart? Because I've read 2 books by this author, and both of the books left a bittersweet taste in my mouth and broke my heart. And I'm not complaining here, because I absolutely love both of these books, The Fault in Our Stars as well as this one, Looking for Alaska. The thing is, there's something about his writing style which hits the spot, and I do not understand how someone can make you smile, make you laugh, make you think, make you cry, and then make you think again in a single story, in a single book. It is a feat which very few authors have achieved, and John Green now is just a one book away from being one of my favorite authors. So yeah, if you haven't read Looking for Alaska, I highly recommend you people to read it. It's a really great book, and my rating for this one is 5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, moving on to the next one. Next we have Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. So this is one of the most intelligent and one of the most genius piece of work that I've read. I've already done a dedicated video about this book. It might be popping somewhere here or here. You can watch it if you want to know my detailed view on the book. So Metamorphosis is a big fucking metaphor to grander themes like existence, individuality, depression, and all those stuff. So when you get into this book with an open mind, there's a chance that you'll get to learn a lot of things. So I highly recommend you people to read this book if you want some food for thought. And if you've watched my video, you might be already aware of this fact that my rating for this book is 5 out of 5 stars. It's a fucking genius piece of work. Do read it if you have time. Like, it's just barely 100 pages long. You can finish this book in a single sitting within an hour, or not within an hour, but in an hour or two. So yeah, do read it if you got time. So yeah, moving on to the next one. Well, I was saving the best one for the last. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Now you people do not have any idea how much I love this story. Like, currently I'm not holding a book in my hand but my love. So I first read this book in the year 2017, and since then I've been rereading this book, and I fucking crave to read this book. Like, craving is the word which defines that feeling well. And this book has heavily inspired and influenced my writing. So yeah, I'm in crazy love with it. And if you're a fantasy nerd, if you love reading fantasy book, and if you haven't heard about The Name of the Wind or read this book, then what the fuck are you doing? Because even the people who hate this book, like, you can watch this video of Daniel Green to understand what I'm saying. Even the people who hate this book admits that The Name of the Wind is one of the most beautifully written and one of the most poetic work in the fantasy genre. So if you haven't read it, do yourself a favor, pick this book up, read it. If you're a reader like me, you're going to absolutely fall in love with this one. So yeah, there's that about this book. I won't talk in length about it because I have already 2 videos planned about The Name of the Wind. One is the summary video and the other one is review video. Soon those 2 would be up on channel, so look out for them. So yeah, that's it for this one. Do tell me in the comment section what you think of the book that I've mentioned on this in this video, and do tell me as well what you think of the video itself. I'll see you next time in my next video, people. Until then, my fellow book nerds, keep reading.